Hey, what's going on, guys? Know it's been a little bit of a time lapse since my last video, but I'm back here today to speak about something that has kind of been looming in a lot of the messages and things that I've been receiving online, and it has to do with symptoms, which I know is your favorite. And we're going to talk about one of those symptoms today, and that symptom being dizziness. We all know that that is like everybody's least favorite symptom, right? Dizziness can be extremely scary and it really impacts your day-to-day life. And today we're going to dive a little bit into why you get dizziness and how it kind of correlates with your anxiety and panic disorder. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. So when we talk about dizziness, the first thing that always comes to mind to me is, are we doing our breathing exercises the correct way? Or are we even doing them at all? A lot of times we forget to make sure that we're doing the breathing the way we should be in order to, bring us back to the present moment and take us out of a stressful situation. Once you've calmed yourself down, you can usually see the dizziness will disappear. But if you don't end up calming down and you don't use your breathing exercises, obviously it's going to continue. So the first thing we're going to talk about is hyperventilation. And of course we know that's a lot of shallow breathing, and the shallow breathing will cause heightened levels of oxygen in your system, which kind of throws off the carbon dioxide in your system. And little known fact is that you need 6.5% carbon dioxide in ratio with your oxygen in order to have that balance of the two. So if you don't, the carbon dioxide allows the oxygen to flow into the cells, your muscles, your tissues, etc., etc. When you hyperventilate, granted, you do have a heightened level of oxygen, which you would think would be healthy, but it's not. You really need that carbon dioxide to, kind of offset that. And usually when you have anxiety and panic disorders, of course, you have coexisting depression, etc., etc. And one of the things that our primary physician or doctor, therapist, life coach, whoever, says that the one thing that we should be doing is we should be doing exercise, right? Exercise is a big, big, big part of our recovery. And I agree. I mean, 100%. It's good to be healthy. It's good to do a lot of exercise, but this is why dizziness can come because of it. Okay, granted, when you're exercising, you do breathe a little bit more shallowly, unless you're really controlled and your mind is very strong, right? I mean, someone that is more or less seasoned in exercise, they know that, breathing is definitely a part of that. But if you don't, that's why exercise may scare you. A lot of folks that have hypochondria or health anxiety, they try to stay away from exercise. And people that just have anxiety disorders in general try to stay away from that because, of course, you want to eliminate dizziness from your life, so you don't do that. So another thing that little known is that B12 is a huge contributor to dizziness. And because of anxiety, our B vitamins are eaten alive. And that's why I have always said that we should be taking a B complex of some sort, raw food. Of course, don't take the water-based garbage that you can find at a local retailer. I mean, actually go to a vitamin store and actually get B12 or get a B complex that is in a raw form, because that way it will concentrate your body much, much better. I mean, you'll absorb it much better, it lasts a lot longer, and it definitely helps. Of course, you can supplement it other ways, eating cereal. Cereal's a great, is a great form of it. Meats, things like that. Just make sure. So, I mean, if you're a vegetarian, B vitamins are definitely, should be in the mix of things that you should be supplementing on a day-to-day basis. The third thing I want to talk about is with anxiety, whether you know it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not, you are hyper aware of your body, right? So visual disturbances, and I don't mean like seeing flashes of light, this, that, and the other, which can come with heightened stress levels, but when you're inside your own mind, you're actually seeing two different things at once. Like, have you ever been driving and you're driving a long, long way, or even a short way, and you kind of come to, right in the middle of driving, you're like, wow, how in the hell did I get from point A to point B? But yet I don't really remember the whole drive. You know, it's like you were almost lost the whole time that you were there. Well, dizziness a lot of the times is caused by the inner ear. And the inner ear is, you know, a lot with blood flow. So if you think about the fight or flight response, and when all the blood is rushing to the areas of your body that is needed in order to defend itself, that's going to throw off that balance. So with the inner ear and the visual, together they kind of know which ways up, down, left, right, etc. And stick with me. This is a little unconventional, but this is my theory on it, and then there's some scientific backing that goes along with it. But the mind, okay, when you are in a worrisome state, if you're in a stressful state, a lot of the times we're playing movies, right? We're kind of caught in our own creative minds, and we're coming up with scenarios, and you can actually see it, and your body is acting accordingly. So basically, even your mind and your body is reacting in real time to whatever your creative mind is seeing, like a daydream. But you're also, you know, either walking around a store, driving a car, etc., etc. So you actually have two sets of visual stimuli. One which is real, which is what you're seeing in front of yourself, like, hi, you see me right now. Okay? And then the second set is in your creative mind, whatever the worrisome scenario that you've brought on in your mind. So if you think about that, how your inner ear is reacting, I guess, to the double stimuli is it doesn't know which way up, down, left, and right are, because sometimes in your fearful thought process, you're laying down, you're in water, you're swimming, you're upside down, you're falling, but also you're walking a straight line through a mire all at the same time. So it confuses the inner ear. Does that make sense? It confuses it because your body does react even though it is not a real situation. Whatever your creative mind is showing yourself, whatever picture, whatever movie that you're seeing, your body is reacting. So that in turn is going to make you dizzy. Okay? So the last thing I want to touch on is the stressful things that cause your body to go into a fight or flight response. And it causes the stress, and it causes the anxiety, etc., etc. You know, and with those things come that hyper awareness of your body. So I want to talk about level changes, or just little itty bitty changes in your, I don't know, it's like when you're walking in a house and there's a dip in the house, the normal person does not feel that slight dip. But you, on the other hand, are going to feel that dip. And that's also going to sound very strange because, you know, it's probably something you've never actually thought about. But personally, I've actually gone through it personally, and I've dealt with it personally. I've actually journaled about it and wrote about it in a lot of different forums because, you know, being hyper aware of your body, you know, we don't like change to begin with. I think that's common knowledge. We don't like change in general. And your body is always, when you're body checking and symptom checking and yada yada, any kind of disruption in that feeling of feeling perfect, and there's a perfectionistic side to this too, but you know, I'm not necessarily sure that I could really dive into that without making you a half-hour video, and God knows we don't want that. So what's happening is you are, you know, having level changes, you know, and it's going to throw you off. A little bit of dizziness is completely normal for any adult or child or just human in general. But when it becomes a constant, it becomes a problem, that's when it kind of will, I guess, set your anxiety into motion. Does that make sense? Because, you know, a lot of the times we think that the dizziness causes our anxiety, or our anxiety, as I'm telling you, the anxiety, the stress is causing your dizziness. So it's a chicken before the egg situation. And that's what's going to, you know, I guess disrupt everything and kind of keep you in that like upset state and the fearful state of the dizziness symptoms. So really in short, really work on your breathing. If you work on your breathing, a lot of the dizziness will go away. Get back to the present moment. Number 2, vitamin B, so important. And like I said, I can break that down even farther, and I'm sure I probably will in a future video, just because it's very relevant to what we go through every day. Third, the heightened awareness. Be aware of that. Be aware that, you know, any kind of disturbance in the body's, you know, level changes, elevators, escalators, heights, even water, that definitely can, you know, have an impact. The inner ear, right? The inner ear with the blood flow. When paired with a creative mind, and you're seeing two different videos or whatever in your mind, two different sets of pictures, your body is reacting in real time to that. So it's going to, of course, offset your balance. And when you're stuck inside your body, inside your own mind, and then you come back to reality, it's going to throw off that visual, okay? Because like a lot of the times the visual and the inner ear, they're all interconnected, because that's how you get a logical response from your body. So with that, I think for once in my life, I have really made it under 15 minutes, so I guess I should probably cut this a little bit shorter. So with that being said, I appreciate all the subscribers. Holy crap, like recently, like just had like a flood of messages and a flood of new subscribers and things, and I absolutely love that. So I do appreciate you guys watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, any of the above. Shoot me a message. I've been definitely doing a lot better at answering my messages on Facebook. So with that being said, I appreciate all that you guys do for me, and like I said, hopefully we'll talk to you soon. All right.